Hey, Keeley, it's Jamie. Just wanted to reach out to you in regards to the corporate rate setup that you had asked about. Thought I'd just spin in and tell you all about it. I know, lame joke. Sorry about that. All right, let's begin. It's exciting. First, corporate rate. Official. So, we're going to go to rate classes. Then, we're going to add new. And in this case, let's call this something like test corp rate. And we'll give it a name, like test corp. Okay. We have to say when it begins, so today, and when it ends. Now, in this case, I'm going to assume you have a contract period with them. So maybe you gave them a special rate until December 2021. Maybe you only did it till June. I'm choosing December. All right. For a guest arriving from, that tells us that they can arrive as soon as today. Yay. We don't care when they check out. They can stay forever if they want, as long as they pay for it. So we have two choices, static rate or dynamic rate. If it's a percentage off, then we're going to derive that based on rack, and we would put the discount percentage off, let's say 10%. If it is not a percentage off, then we don't derive rates. We just simply tell it what rates we want, and that's what we'll do in this case, because I'm assuming maybe you set this up as a flat discount or a flat rate. We're going to need to give it a description. Look at automatically test corp rate description in there. Sweet. Save. Then we're going to need to tell it what room types. I'm going to assume, since you don't have very many suites, you probably just went with standard room types. And even if you went with suites, I'm going to just go standard. So done. Okay. Those are my room types. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit save. And if I were to click on these different room types, this is where I can put the rates in. However, if I was offering, let's say, a flat rate across all of the room types, then there's an easier way to do it. And I'm going to show you that, because I think you'll understand if you click on these room types and you put little rates in here, that that's what the rates are by room type. So if it's going to be a flat rate, I'm just going to click Save and Close, because I don't want to wait for all this to load. It's going to take forever. And I'm just going to suddenly come over here to Quick Rate, and I'm going to put in my dates, again, going all the way to December of 2021, because that's what I decided to do. And I'm going to set the rate at $99, and I'm going to do that for all room types, because it's easy, and I want to apply. Now let's check our work. What do we got? If I come into Test Corp Rate, look at my room types, click on the Queen, I should be seeing $99. Yay, I do. Cool. That's step one. It's all done. Now, we've done this in Logical. Next part, Windsurfer. So let's do it. Come into Windsurfer. I'm going to immediately go to Rate Management, Rate Code, Create New, and let me do Test Corp, because that was the same as what we chose in Logical, and it needs to be the same. Rate code name, Test Corporate Rate. How about that? What category? How about corporate? Okay. And we probably need to put a description in there. Look, automatically. There's one. Okay. Restricted rate. This means that this does not always show up on the booking engine to the public, that they would need to either have a direct link to it or a code. The code would be this code, Test Corp. Or let's say this was for Whirlpool Mana, it might be Whirlpool. Either way, it's up to you. Okay, minimum length of stay, 1 night. Advanced booking, not required. Come on in tonight. All right, when does it start? Today. When can I start offering / selling it? Today. When does it end? We talked about this, December 31st. When does it end? As far as selling it goes, December 31st. Cool. Save. Neat. Updated successfully. Now, a couple more things we got to do. We're going to skip over to access control, or to multi-language, sorry. We're just going to make sure that it says English, that there's a rate code name, and that there's a description. Magic. We are going to go to multimedia, and we're going to need to pick an image. My recommendation, if you're setting a corporate rate up, this image should maybe be the company logo for that company. That way it shows up on the booking engine next to their special rate. Pretty recognizable. In this case, I'm going to imagine that you set up a corporate rate with a flower shop. Look at those cute things. There we go. Press 1. Upload. Cool. Now, we need to make sure it's enabled for the different booking channels. Decide whether we're going to offer these through our GDS channels or not. Auto magically put some text in there so that it shows up on the booking engine. And do another save. Saving's good. Okay, next, and one of the most important parts of this whole thing. We have built it in Logical. We have built it in Windsurfer. But the two do not know that. There is a manual part that involves sending an email. Yeah, sending an email. It goes to Angie at Windsurfer, and it would be something of this nature. I might draft this and say Angie.Jonas@BayLakesIS.com. I have some rate class mapping that needs to be done, and I would say, hi, Angie. I have added a new rate class to Hotel Millwright's Logical and Windsurfer system in Logical. And what I did was I put a screenshot of what I created in the rate classes. And then in Windsurfer, I showed that same thing and asked, can you please map these for me? I clicked the send button on this. Shortly after, Angie comes back and goes, hey, it's all mapped. At which time, this whole thing suddenly is active and bookable. And the two are connected and talking. Yay, magic. What you should know about that is, if we go to our new rate, there's two ways that the guest can book this. Because remember, it's hidden from the general public via the restricted rate box right there. So, way one, you give them this link right here. If you were to click on this or right-click and copy link, this is a direct link that takes the customer or you to their special rate and special pricing with the imagery and everything that you created, the descriptions. Perfect. The other option is for you to give them this rate code, Test Corp. They would go on to hotelmillwright.com, just like this, click Reserve Room, and right at the top where it says have a promo or group code, they would enter their special code. So if it was Whirlpool, Whirlpool, or in our case, Test Corp. Now, it has not been mapped as of yet. I have not gotten that email back from Angie. So, in this case, nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to click Update. I see all my standard stuff. But if Angie had mapped that, and the work you've done is all done, then you would actually see, let's say, that company Whirlpool logo, or my flower shop logo, logo, or whatever I chose earlier. And it would show up right here, and they'd be able to book it, and life would be pretty sweet. And of course, the other option would be to give them this link. They would click that link in their email or brochure or whatever you provided them, and it would lead to a calendar that would show their special rate. Right now, it again shows nothing because, well, there's nothing to show because it has not been mapped. Next, if this is something where it needs to be linked and mapped to the GDS system, perhaps, maybe Sabre, Amadeus, Galileo, one of those. Maybe an agency has provided you with a pseudo city code, perhaps. we're going to want to know how to handle that. And it's actually pretty easy. So we'll go back to Windsurfer. We'll click on Support Center. And this very first thing, new Windsurfer, which case, I guess, is the final word there. And when we click on that, you'll see GDS rate loading. Click Next. It's going to ask you for the information. And you'll give it, and then submit it. And shortly after that, it's GDSable. So, yeah, that's what you probably need to know about corporate rates. And of course, if you wanted to manage it in the future, we would simply come back to your rate code here when you renew and raise their price because you're awesome and they should pay more for you because you're awesome. You would just come back to these room types, click on Quick Fill, and go ahead and change the rate to something else, like $1.99 because you're that awesome. Could happen. You never know. So yeah, length of stay restrictions, things like that, all get put into here. If you don't want them to stay on weekends, we can certainly take those out, make it not available, keep closed. And that would apply to only Fridays and Saturdays, for example. Don't know how you're doing your corporate rate, but if you're yielding out weekends, it's possible to do it through length of stays and marking it closed. Well, that's certainly all I can think of. There's probably something I didn't cover. There was probably an easy way to do what I did. Actually, there's not. Anyway, hope this helps. If you need anything else at all, or if you just want me to walk you through this via Teams chat, certainly let me know. Otherwise, have a fabulous day. See you later.